Hello and welcome back to more lore with me, Meoni. This time we're continuing our look at Far Eastern culture and technology, which we started last time looking at Aetherites and the Eastern equivalent, which was Tenkonto. So hopefully you enjoyed learning with me about that. This is the Encyclopedia Eorzea 2 that I'm referencing and reading directly from. And if you don't have this book, I would highly recommend it if you can get it. Most places it's out of stock, so that's why I'm doing these sorts of videos, and also people like my lore stuff, so here we are. So this time we're looking at architecture, in particular Far Eastern architecture. As is the case in Eorzea, architectural styles in the Far East change dramatically from region to region. Factors such as the availability of materials, the climate, and local custom all give rise to differences, large and small. In Yangsha, Nangsha, and Hingashi, for instance, abundant sources of lumber have led to the construction of primarily wooden dwellings. A stone foundation is laid, posts and crossbeams are lodged into place, and a roof is secured. Thatching is common in rural areas, whilst tiles are the norm in the city. Walls are built from clay, plaster, or wooden panels. High humidity contributes to the preference for well-ventilated structures, and interior walls are kept to a minimum. Eorzeans are incredulous to find that rooms are often divided with naught more than paper or cloth partitions. Fuzuma, thin sliding doors, are one example of these fragile barriers, the lightweight materials chosen for their ability to retain moisture and ease humid conditions. Yet whilst the fundamental building techniques are all but identical in the aforementioned locales, there are numerous variations in decoration and design. Farther southwest in the searing desert air of Dalmasca, the inhabitants build mainly in stone. This preference is largely influenced by availability. Wood has always been a scarce and precious resource on the sands, and the rock quarried from the nearby Scatay Range is well suited to construction. Dalmascan architecture is also noted for the vibrantly coloured tiles used to decorate most every surface. Stone is likewise used in the Azim Steppe for structures where a greater degree of permanence is desired. The Tail Mountains provide the main source of construction materials, a fine quality stone which the native tribes have a long tradition of carving into statues. They developed an art by which these statues can be ensorcelled to serve, making possible the creation of truly immense edifices. For the majority of the nomadic locals, however, dwellings take the form of yurts. These simple tents might feature wooden poles for support, but are mainly constructed from sturdy felt or hide, materials which are easily folded and carried from place to place. And there's sections here individually. So it says Yangshan dwellings. Yangsha's buildings are awash with colours representative of various kinds of prosperity: red for offspring, green for land, and gold for coin. Circular arches and windows symbolic of the moon are also mainstays of Yangshan architecture. Hingan dwellings, with techniques learned on the continent forming the basis of Hingashi's architectural knowledge, Hingan houses are structurally similar to those of Yangsha. When it comes to appearance, however, the cylindrical towers and steeply curved roofs often seen in Yangsha are eschewed for a more angular aesthetic. And finally, Nangshan dwellings. The most notable feature of a Nangshan abode is the roof. The tiles are pigmented red with iron oxide and mortared in a place with white plaster to create a vivid contrast in colour. The liberal application of plaster also serves a practical purpose, holding the tiles in place during Nangsha's infamous typhoons. In recent years, this method of tiling has gained popularity in Hingashi, the technique commonly referred to as the Southern Wind style. So that's very interesting. We also had in the previous book a look at basically the goblet and how things worked there in comparison between the three starting city-states. It's very interesting to see how things differed depending on the climate that they were created in. And of course, hats off to Square Enix for actually doing their research on a lot of this stuff. It fascinates me, honestly, the levels of detail that go into this sort of stuff you normally take for granted, roof tiles meaning a certain thing in tradition. It's fantastic. Either way, thank you kindly for watching this video. Hopefully it's been interesting. Obviously, go pick yourself up the Encyclopedia Eorzea books. They're well worth the purchase in my own personal opinion. And for more videos like this and many other different types of video, stay tuned for more, and I'll see you all next time.